Hello, Internet! Welcome to Two and a Half Brains. This is our weekly Amazing Race show discussing the latest episode. We're going to talk all about it, break it all down. Be sure to subscribe to Miss Anything. You can like our Facebook page, Pavement Road Prod on Facebook. You can email the show directly, pavementroadproductions@gmail.com. Get our feedback from our animals. Selena's telling us what she thinks of the episode. Maybe hear some from Bailey at some point as well. But be sure to subscribe to Miss Anything. And we'll get started here in just a moment. It's episode number 8. We'll talk all about it, break it all down. And we'll go from there. Ready, Jessica?
Right.
I said ready, but... Sorry.
Yeah, sure. Ready, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should just let Selena take this one away.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Selena, do you want to talk? A mouse? Yeah. Amazing Race? So, she said it was good. She liked the episode.
Yeah.
What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah, so they traveled obviously to another different part of France. They've been staying in France a lot. I guess a lot of the legs have been in France. France must have been maybe a lot of space or whatever. I don't know.
This is only the second leg.
Oh, I know, but I mean, like last season they did a couple in France as well too. So France must have had a lot of open space during COVID or something. I really don't know, but
open spaces.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
to make the big mistakes, like reading maps and finding places. Here you go. Yeah. Too busy trying to get the cat to talk.
exactly.
Me and my sick beats.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's been another episode where I said before the top 4 teams. Now there's 5 left. The top 4 teams are pretty much interchangeable. There's really, like I said, usually you get to the point where there's like 1 or 2 teams like okay they can win. The other ones are like I don't see it. But really at this point, any of the 4 could go. Any of the 4 could win. It's pretty interesting. And if the 5th team wins, I'd be shocked. But that's kind of where we are right now.
Right.
So so far so good.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a good episode.
Yeah, it's been a fun season.
Toulouse, France.
Yeah.
Parlez-vous français?
Toulouse, France. You never want to lose France.
You don't lose France.
Okay. So,
Rappel?
whatever. So let's go. I'll let you take it, Jessica. Go from there.
Parlez-vous français?
No. What do you want to do though?
We can probably jump on into the episode, dive on in.
Okay.
Starting with the roadblock. Who's ready to take one for the team? So one person from each team had to pick to do this task, and it was doing like a rugby drill. You had to tackle something. You had to pass the ball between each other, and then it ended with you having to kick a field goal with the rugby ball over,
To the
goal post and the uprights, goal. So that one was interesting. I think it was funny to watch everybody kind of do it. Everybody knows, everybody knows football or has watched football, and this isn't exactly football, but it's got a lot of similarities. The goal post is not as high as American football, so some of the teams did struggle though, trying to kick the ball and get it through the uprights all in one, swoop. Mm-hmm. Most would kick it and miss it, or it would bounce and miss and kick and all that, but I know it was funny one to watch and to see who could get it done quickly and who it took a little longer.
For sure.
What do you think about that one?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely an interesting episode. The challenge was one of those ones where like if you're in decent shape, it would make sense. It's not one that's too hard, but like you notice like there's one of the good things about this race is, at least this season 2, and they try to do as much as they can. They use different skill sets, right? So like I think it was Marcus who went first, and he was a defensive. He said he was defensive back
Michael. Yeah, I thought Michael was the one.
I think Marcus is the one.
Was it Marcus?
No, maybe it's Michael. It's Michael.
Yeah, I think it's Michael.
Michael's the bigger guy.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so Michael, I think it's Michael.
I'm pretty sure it's Michael. If not, we've said it opposite the entire time.
Either way. So the bigger dude, the tank
brother.
The tank driver who also is a tank.
Yes.
He said he played defensive back, and yeah, it's definitely Michael, I think.
I'm pretty sure it's Michael.
Either way.
You just have to run with it.
Yeah, let's go with it at this point. He was the defensive back and he said a receiver and defensive back when he played football, and so you notice that's certainly a good skill. He was really bad at kicking. like no, like he's got a huge upper body and like his legs are like like useless. I mean, really, he can't kick anything.
Right.
So it's and then there was like the little little girl goes and kicks it right through, easy, no problem, because she's got the body type to be able to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, even Molly struggled with it
Yeah.
too. It's a lot of it. I feel like can be hand-eye coordination with it, and then you have to determine, are you going to kick it in the air, you're going to bounce it off the ground and kick it first. And as we saw after the first commercial of them doing that, we both came out here into the living room and started kicking one of the stuffed animals to see who could kick the ball, if you will.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, they struggled, but almost every other team got through it pretty quickly.
Yeah, it was like half teams took a while, half teams did it pretty quick. So,
Right.
But it was definitely a neat challenge.
Yeah, no, it was cool. It was interesting to see.
Yep.
And now I'm gonna go start kicking some field goals.
Sounds good. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so sounds good.
What's next?
Next is the detour. So it's either say six or lay bricks. Say six, there were 6 lines of a poem that they both could memorize or each had to memorize. Everybody split it into 2, so I just kind of already associated with it. Each person, they had to learn 3 lines, but is a poem in French that the teams had to memorize. It was 6 lines of a poem. And then lay bricks there was a brick design already in the ground that the teams had to follow. They had their supplies. They had to put in a wheelbarrow, take it to their spot, put the bricks down, like the design, get an okay, and then lay sand in it, and then they would get their clue. Now, what was it? Say a majority of the team did that, and only 2 teams did the lay bricks portion.
And one switched from.
Right, one switch from say 6 to lay bricks, and that worked out in their favor. It was a good thing that they did switch. I am good with languages, but I just think memorizing something in another language without having something to look at after would be too difficult. Most teams did well, but I mean, the yodeling, you got to read off of something after you learned it. The alphabet, you read it. It's not that they memorized it completely. So I think that one was definitely the harder task.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, for me, it didn't look like they were too far out of the way, but like you have to go find a location now. Like I'm gonna, like if I'm doing something, I'll focus really hard on one thing, and then I'll forget everything else I'm doing. Right, so like it's one thing, like when I play sports, like if I had to go do a certain task, or in school I had to do a certain task, I would do that one task, focus on it really, really well, and then everything else I have to do is gone.
Right.
And like, so for me, if I have to memorize something and then go find a location, I'm going to forget my memorize because I'm focused on finding the location. So that's one thing that I would have trouble with. So laying the bricks is very straightforward. I always say if you can do the straightforward one, even though it takes a little bit of skill, you have to make sure you follow the pattern, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But it's still pretty simple. And I'm always so simple because I'm a simple guy.
I mean, if you have good attention to detail, then laying bricks one shouldn't be difficult. Once, I think the girls even figured it out first that the bricks were either longer or shorter. Team Miami picked up on it too, and then kind of figured it out that they were different sizes. But as soon as you figured that out, I don't think it was too difficult to actually lay those down.
For sure. And like I said, it's one of the tasks for me, like I said, if I can do just one of the tasks that is, with less skill, just more like, physically demanding or whatever, that's the one I kind of would rather do because, I don't want variance. Like I said, it can take you forever to learn it can take you forever to learn the language, or you can do it really quickly. Mm-hmm. But it's a high variance. So the brick one is going to take how long it's going to take, and there's really no difference.
Right. And also, though, if you have to redo the brick one, you're in the same spot. You're not traveling to go redo it all over again. So with the brick one, you're there. You can just keep adjusting until it's done. The lines, you have to go find the spots and then probably redo from the beginning. Mm-hmm. So that would take a lot more time.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What's next?
Who got eliminated?
Yeah, so who got eliminated, Jessica?
So the cheerleaders, Maddie and Quentin, got eliminated. I would say most of the reason, or I guess part of the reason, maybe slightly attention to detail with just the location, finding where they're going, like getting lost, but they just didn't push really hard compared to some other teams. They did well and they got along and I liked watching them. I just don't think they had that extra drive.
That's what I was going to say. So, yeah, for me, I mean, they were more entertaining than I thought they were going to be. They said a weird line at the end about their kids, which is interesting. I don't know what that means.
Telling their kids about it. I think they meant their collective children. I'm not sure. I don't really think together, but I don't know.
Who
Maybe.
knows?
I don't know.
I doubt it, but
I don't think so.
They said they were more fun than I expected them to be. They were very, they did he did the challenge, football challenge really well, and then did a cool little flip at the end.
Flip, and I said, now that's got to be your celebration.
Yeah, no
flip.
chance. But yeah, they were fun. I said I wasn't sure what to make of them. I wasn't really too sure how I would, feel about them. But I liked them. I liked them more than I thought I would, for sure.
Yeah.
And like you said, I mean, I agree with what you said. I think the biggest thing was they didn't really have another gear. Like they ran out of gas near the end. They had the weird thing with the roadblock and the red light.
Yeah, it was almost like that goes up to block traffic for people walking, which is pretty inventive, actually.
Yeah.
It's very creative to help, protect people. But yeah, they got stuck, so they had to get that figured out.
Yeah, they they were a team. They followed behind. They don't have quite enough to make it up. And they said they crushed the challenges. They did really well in the challenges. They did the field goal thing. They did the memorizing thing really quickly, seemingly. But they fell behind. There just wasn't enough bad teams behind them to keep them in it. It was one of those things where they just ran out of track. That's all there is, unfortunately. And like I said, it's one of those things where I think if it's not really, I mean, like you said with the brick thing, if you have attention to detail, you have to have attention to detail on the race. So you have to be able to do that. It's a prerequisite for the race. They communicated really well. They had no problems communicating. Right? They never fought or anything. That's that we saw.
I mean, they did really good on the language one, too.
They did great, yeah.
From what we saw, they only needed one try to get it done.
Yeah. So they just fell behind, and they tried their best to catch up. I just, they weren't, they feel like they shouldn't have the,
weren't as determined to catch the last team.
I feel like that. I feel like that, too. I feel like they just, they had the speed they could go at. They couldn't, I don't know if it was even necessarily a determination thing or what, but I feel like they had some issues driving, had some issues, with, and it's become, there used to be a thing where you had to be really good at self-driving and navigating, but with COVID, they have limited taxis. They don't want people to drive in taxis as much, so they want you to self-drive a lot more, and that's been a problem, if you don't know how to read a map, which you found out a lot of people don't know how to read a map. But they ran a little bit behind, and even though they did well in the task, like you said, I just don't think they were, I don't know if it was determination or just they didn't have the stamina to keep up. I don't really know what it was, but
I'm not sure.
It was definitely one of those two things, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was they just fell behind and weren't a strong enough team to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like each week as this goes on, it's the reason that people are getting eliminated isn't that they're not good. I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult to, I guess, pick why they didn't make it, except for what happened that episode. Not really overall.
Yeah, and I said they were never really up front. I mean, they never really were a leading team. They never really were in first place. They were always middle of the pack team. And again, as you get down to the really, really good teams, the middle of the pack, if you're sixth the whole race, well, now you can only find out six. If you're sixth, you're out. That's kind of what happened, I think, for them.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right.
All right.
Let's talk about
Power rankings.
Power rankings, for sure. There's only 5 teams left, so we're talking about that right now. Mm-hmm. I wonder if this season's going to end kind of quickly, like in the next couple weeks.
Probably.
Next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Before Thanksgiving or the week of Thanksgiving. Probably
the first week of December.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to end the first week of December because they'll probably do like 2 weeks of Survivor by itself, maybe a double episode in there somewhere, or obviously there's a 3-hour finale, which will probably be second last week of
3-hour finale.
Well, yeah, the 2-hour finale and the reunion show, whatever, on Survivor.
Yeah.
So they'll probably have to end Amazing Race at least a week before that, and Survivor usually ends a week and a half before Christmas.
Only a week and a half before Christmas.
Roughly, which is only 4 weeks away.
I know.
So.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
We'll see.
I'll look it up to see when it ends.
Yeah, for sure. But anyways, so there's only 5 teams left. So let's talk about power rankings. Who's number 5?
Number 5 is Aubrey and David.
Aubrey and David, yeah.
So they finished last. Well, not last night. They finished second last tonight. So kind of placing them, I guess, where they finished. But they've always kind of been towards the end of the teams these past couple weeks. They're doing okay, but I don't know if they have enough to overcome the other teams to make it ahead next week.
Yeah, they're very much Maddie and Quentin to me. They're probably the best of the middle of the pack teams.
Yeah.
But they're middle of the pack team, and they're not a top team, unfortunately.
I mean, since they changed their driving situation, who knows? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
they've
why they
done
didn't
better.
do that before.
Yeah.
If she was struggling with the maps, but
Yeah.
we'll see next week.
Yeah, we'll see. I said I'm not confident they're going to go much further, but who knows? They also, I think that maybe to extend the season, they might do one more mega leg or 2-episode leg, which would maybe help.
It's a Christmas season. I need to start watching my Christmas stuff, people.
I know, right? There's only
I have like 26 movies to get through in this winter.
There's what this is the 8th episode, right? So there's probably 4 more.
Maybe, yeah.
And so maybe a mega leg or a long finale or something. I don't know.
Probably 2-hour finale. Who knows?
Yeah, and maybe that's. I mean, they have nothing else on after this, anyways, really. So they can do a 2-hour. They can do Survivor, then 2-hour Amazing Race, and whatever.
I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
Either way, we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
We'll see.
So that's them pretty much there. We kind of already know why they're 5th.
Yeah.
Who is 4th right now?
So 4th we have Derek and Claire right now. It could change. They won their first leg this week.
Second first place, yeah.
Second first place. Thank you. I mean, they did well. They did very well with the language part. Claire killed me as she was just like, speak, preach, as they're saying the damn poem. But
and then she's used to play rugby.
no, she said she got. What was she? She was getting recruited. Yeah, and what did Derek say? You probably just walked by a rugby practice once, and you said they were recruiting you. It's funny.
Yeah, because he's like, because they're recruited in like college means like they're going show up at your house with a scholarship in hand.
Yeah, right.
And that's not what it was. It was like her friend was on the rugby team. Like, hey, you should try out with us.
Yeah. No. So he's like, you probably just walked by a practice and said that they were recruiting you. That's not what happened. That is my favorite thing for people to say. Like, oh yeah, I played once. Of course I can do this.
Yeah.
But
that was said earlier in the episode too by your team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think they're the top 4 teams that I could really see them going either way. 3 of the top 4 teams have won 2 legs now.
That is true.
Or is it all 4 of them now? Actually,
1.
I think all 4 of them won 4
2.
legs.
Michael and Marcus won 2. Didn't Molly and Emily win 2 legs?
They only won 1.
They only won 1.
Would have been top the whole time.
The whole time they've been in our top 4.
So that's why. Okay, so yeah, so there 3 of the 4 teams have won, and then Glendale and Lumumba have won 1.
They did.
And
I think 1.
Those are 8. Those are 8 legs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been 2 for Derek and Claire, 2 for Team Miami, 2 for the brothers, 1 for Molly and Emily, 1 for Glendale and Lumumba. Those are it. 8 legs.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're definitely in the top 4. They can make it to the end. The top 4 that we have here, if one of them slips, I mean, the others are going to be in the top 3 in the end. Like, that's the way I see it's going to be ending.
I really feel like Aubrey and David, if they sneak up ahead of one of these teams, they'll be 4th. They'll finish 4th.
Yeah.
I don't see them finishing above 4th.
No.
But these guys, again, they could win.
Mm-hmm.
They could also finish 4th.
Right.
They could also finish 5th. It really could go either way. But they've been doing well. And
Yeah.
I think they have as good of a shot as anybody else. I said this is the most competitive top 4 I've seen in a long time.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure. And it's all very calm, though. Because, I mean, in other seasons that we've watched in the top, like, whatever, it gets cutthroat towards this time, I feel like, and everybody else is still just kind of, going along with everything. Like, what was it, last season or the season before, when they were all working together,
Alliance,
and then others were getting, they were getting mad about it and everything. It's like, I don't technically agree with an alliance, even though even now, they're kind of all helping each other out.
Yeah.
But it's not that hardcore of it.
Yeah, and obviously Derek and Louise are having a bromance.
Yeah, it's so funny. This very odd bromance. But that was funny when they were both giving each other half a hearts out the car window. But that's funny. Yeah, I like it.
Speaking of which, who's number 3?
Number 3 is Michael and Marcus. So that did not work.
I know. I was saying next team.
I know. Next team, yeah. Number 3, Michael and Marcus.
Yeah.
They fell to 4th this week, finishing. They struggled with direction a little bit. You said he had an idea of where he was going when we were talking about it.
They get kind of close and hit the wrong way.
I mean, yeah, he completely missed the exit, but it said Toulouse right in the exit sign, and he said, no, don't go that way.
Yeah, it was interesting because they said they it's not like they're going like north, it's supposed to go south. They're just getting to exit 4 and going past it to exit 5, and it's like, crap, we should have done a 4. And then they got stuck in traffic trying to get back to 4, so it's not like you said, like some teams, they just drive in the wrong direction for 2 hours. And like that's a problem. Marcus and Michael aren't doing that, but their problem this episode was, all right, here's the exit. Should I go to the exit? No, don't go there. Go to the next one. Oh crap, we should go off that one.
Yeah, just a timely mistake. So it's like you got to be exact when you're going through this stuff, right?
And, yeah.
Using the signs to your advantage if you can.
For sure. Knowing the general direction you're going, navigating well, and that kind of thing, and then obviously picking the right person to do the right task. Again, they did a bad job of that. And I said, I don't think they've done it right once.
No, I don't.
They're
think
still
so.
here because they're both good enough at all the tasks. But like, man, if you, I mean, I think they've done it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Where they had the right person to do the right task, and they won both
Right.
times. Like it's really like again, and I don't know if the other brother would have been any better at this. I don't know.
Well, right, the rugby part.
Yeah.
Yeah, with kicking. I'm not sure. I mean, I would say yes. I think the other one might have done better, Marcus over Michael, but I don't know. I really don't if it were to be different.
Yeah, and I said then I feel like after they did the words, they got it down pretty well, the poem.
I think they did it on the first try, so
which is
they
crazy.
did really well with that.
Which seems to be that weird skill set that they have.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the 2 seasons ago that Gary and D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Gary was like a singer and a dancer too. Aside from being a giant lineman in the NFL, he also could sing and dance in his culture.
He was like an artist and
Yeah,
stuff. He
yeah.
was really into art and stuff and could memorize all that
Yeah, I was
crazy.
like, what the freaking hell are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, but like I said, so that was kind of weird that they were really good at speaking in French in the poem,
Yeah.
But
I mean, I guess being in other countries, maybe they're in
Yeah.
the military and stuff like that,
Sure.
but still, like, I
would
don't know.
expect
I
them to
wouldn't
do
have
first.
expected it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Anyways, so I said I think they really could if they're deadly if they can just pick the right tasks, because even when they don't pick the right tasks, they usually do pretty well. When they pick the right tasks, I think they're unstoppable, and they use their skills to their advantage.
Well, yeah. No, I agree with all that, but I'm pretty sure with the second part, too, they got kind of lost finding the detour.
Yeah, no, they did.
Which is just crazy that I feel like they're just starting to break apart a little bit each episode this past couple weeks.
Yeah. Like I said, they have the ability to win because they've done it twice. But like I said, usually, a lot of times you get to this part of the season and a team has won like 3 or 4 legs. Like I remember it was the Green team a few seasons ago. The super duper fan, the guy was a huge fan, and he proposed to his wife by doing Amazing Race task and stuff. It was like crazy. And they won like 7 legs of the first 10, and then they finished second or third in the last leg. But like there's a lot of times there's a team that just dominates, just like they or 2 teams who win all the legs, and it's been very split up this season, which is very interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
So I can still see Michael and Marcus winning, but I could also see them I could also go out next. It would inspire me.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree.
What's next?
Number 2 is Team Miami.
Yeah.
The part of the bromance we're talking about.
Yep.
Luis made it through the rugby thing in the first try. He dominated that. For every team, it was just the kick that people struggle with. He got on the first try, so that wasn't an issue. Like we talked about too before, they started off with their detour with the poem, and after the first try, decided to just change and go to the bricklaying because they knew it was going to take them too long to memorize everything and get through it. And it worked out for them because they finished first this week. So it was a good thing that they did switch tasks.
They finished second overall, but
The second overall?
yeah, because Clarion.
Oh, yeah.
But they finished first on that test.
They finished first on that task. I don't know what I'm thinking today. I'm getting myself confused. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, so they finished second. But if they stay with the other one, it could have taken them a lot longer to get the language part down instead of actually going to the bricks.
And like I said, you hate to switch, but the things you have to understand when you do switch, A, how close is it to where I am?
Yeah.
And B, if I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because that's what Louis said. So if they make a decision, they're going to go. They're not going to debate it for an hour
Right.
and then make the decision. They're going to make a decision, this is not going to be the right one for us, let's do the other one.
Yeah.
And they switch and they go. And so a lot of times teams switch, and they may have been,
A
finishing.
little too hasty
right,
doing it.
right.
Yeah.
Krista Hasty, exactly. Mm-hmm. So, That's number 2.
Yes.
Team
I
number
think
1.
they're doing well and that they continue to do well. And I'm surprised and I picked a good team, I guess.
Again.
So, I don't know. I
Holderness,
came out of
yeah,
nowhere. Yeah, Holderness. That was fun. Anyways, moving on.
Sorry, and last little note that Holderness was the last time in like 5 years of reality TV that I was really, really excited for a team to win. Like, I haven't been that excited for anybody winning anything in a long time.
Because I win.
I really liked them. I really wanted them to win. They were like, I didn't expect them to because they were, a little bit older. And I haven't been, I said, I haven't been that excited for anybody to win any reality TV show in a long time.
Yeah.
Like, the people I want to win always lose. So I haven't been at that pump for in a long time.
Well, that's why I was so excited because I finally predicted something and it was excited, but...
And it was not only your prediction, but it was something you actually wanted. And something you knew outside the race. Like,
right, right. And I could follow closely, but I'm glad since they're a little older. I mean, they're not that old. They were only in their 40s, 45, 47. I mean, in this day and age, that's like the new 20, really, at this point. But it was just good to see a team that got along well, that could manage to get through things and cooperate, that they did so well. So, yeah, that one was fun.
Speaking of that, cooperating well, getting along well and cooperating, everything like that, team number 1 this week.
Molly and Emily.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a struggle. So we finally have it down who's who. Emily's the one with the knee. Emily. So she's the one that hurt her knee. Despite all that, they did well. Molly and Emily got to the rugby task first, and Molly took about, I think it was 6 attempts to finish to get the kick, which was most people did struggle with that, but they did good. They made a wrong turn. Oh, yeah, because they made a wrong turn into a parking garage, which also didn't help with their timing to the detour. But they decided to do the brick one, which I guess, like you said, I think straightforward. I think the one said that, they're used to building things and everything else. So it was good, I guess, that they picked something maybe in one spot. I mean, the walking and stuff was getting to Emily, so trying to memorize everything might have been more of a struggle, but they get along well. The only worry is going to be is if Emily's knee can hold on for them to stay in.
The only concern, I think, they're still first because even though they've only won 1, the other teams won 2 each. They have, I think, the highest placement rate. Like I think the lowest they've ever finished was 4th, and they've been right in it every time. They've been 2nd, 3rd every leg. And the only thing that could stop them is they're not able to really run because Emily's knee's in bad shape, and it seems like it's getting worse. Looks like she rested a little bit and was okay, but now she had to run again this week, and it looks like next week there's gonna be some running as well. And that's my only fear is if she's gonna be able to hold up. And right. If they don't, that's probably why they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
But if they can pull it together, I can still see them being number 1. Right now, gun in my head, I'd say they probably don't win. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, even though they're our number one team here,
right.
But there's nobody who I'm like they're definitely winning. So it's like it's hard to say,
Any of these 5 teams could win. I mean, maybe any of the top 4.
I agree.
I don't know about the 5th.
I agree.
But anything could happen though.
They somehow sneak by 2 teams in the final 3. It would be the first time that a team who was not the best team snuck in the end and won.
Right.
Usually that team sneaks to the end and is left 2 countries behind. In the finals, but I think the order we have is probably how they're gonna finish next week or whatever.
Right.
But we'll see if her knee holds up. So now we have 2 awesome names. We have Emma Knee and No Leg.
You're welcome, everyone.
There you go. Hashtag those and let us know what you think of Emma Knee and No Leg from Survivor. It's a fun. It has been a fun week.
Oh, man.
Or a fun weekend or long, extended week. But at least we can have some fun with this.
Yeah. It's been not been a great week, but yeah, we can have fun with the names.
For sure.
Emily.
Make fun of people's injuries and misfortune.
Not making fun of anybody. It's just helping me learn their names.
Exactly.
Don't come at me. You're telling me I'm going at people. Don't come at me.
Yeah, don't at me.
Don't at me.
You can at me on Twitter. Haha, fuck you. Sorry.
Emily. What were you saying?
Huh?
What?
I said you can't come at me on Twitter.
I heard.
Okay.
You were going to say a bad word.
I did.
No. Don't say bad words.
Yeah,
Bad
sorry.
things.
Sorry. So, anything else, Jessica?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, we gotta get the Survivor show out here as well. So, we'll wrap up the Amazing Race right now. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss anything. You can like our Facebook page, Pavement Road Prod on Facebook. Email the show directly, pavementroadproductions@gmail.com. That's pavementroadproductions@gmail.com. It's all right there in the YouTube page there. So you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get everything. And we'll have a lot more for you here in the next couple weeks. And then I said this is actually our last week recording live. And then next week we're gonna have to make it up and whatever. So we'll probably try to watch one, get it out, watch another one, get it out, and then kind of make up for it as quickly as we can. But it's gonna be a week.
Can't make any promises.
Yeah.
When it's gonna come out.
Yeah, we'll get the next couple. We're gonna be on vacation this week, so we're not gonna have a live show the next week or so. So we'll probably try to do like we did last season, just get caught up as quickly as we can, and maybe a week or so behind as we go. But it is what it is. We'll get them out as soon as we can. And the good news is we don't have to wait to watch them live. We can just watch them whenever and record them. When we have a moment, which won't be ever, but we'll figure it out.
That's funny. You're a funny guy.
I know. So subscribe so you get them whenever we do get them out. We've been getting them out pretty quickly lately, but obviously it's going to change next week. So just subscribe so they'll come right into your feed when we do launch them.
Yeah.
Anything else, Jessica?
No, I'm taking a funny picture of the cat.
Perfect. Well, she's finally being quiet and relaxing, so that's good news. Thanks for Jessica. Thanks for being part of the show as always. Thanks for your help on co-hosting. And I think that's it.
I agree.
All right. Until next time, safe travels.